So it's been a little while since I've given you guys an update on how I'm doing on Depop, and I thought it was about time to give you guys a little bit of an update on what I've been doing because a lot has happened in the past few months. So I've been gone on a business trip for about 2 weeks, and I came back and did one of my most successful weeks. We did $747.28 in the past 7 days. So in those 7 days, I sold 27 items. So I want to talk about some of the things that I've been doing over these past few months that have helped me scale my business that you can apply to yours as well. But if you're someone who wants to become a successful reseller and wants to take your business to the next level, even if you're just starting out or you've been doing this for a long time and just want to get better, I have a classroom that I'll be leaving a link to in my description where I basically give one-on-one coaching. I have informative docs as well as tutorial videos and a group chat where like-minded people can share ideas and help each other grow. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check that out. But let's go ahead and talk about what I've been doing over these past few months. So we're about 6 months into 2024 and I've been busy for literally every single day of it. And today is June 20th to be exact. And in the past 6 months, I've done $11,525. So I'm up 4% from my previous 6 months. And in those 6 months, I've sold 484 items, which I'm up 11% since the last 6 months. So to me, that's extremely good. As long as it's green, as long as we're going up and showing some sort of improvement, it's good. And I want to say that's because of the things that I've been doing. It might just be luck, but I really do think it is because of the things I've been implementing into my business. And the first thing is going to be the super obvious is having a storage system and being able to scale and have more items. So right now I sit at about 1,560 items, which is a lot. I remember about a year ago, I had a little over 500 items and I kept telling myself, I want to stay under 500 items. It's easier to manage it that way. But when I had that many, I didn't make as many sales. So to the right, I built this about maybe 3 months ago. I paid someone to build this, but I've got all the totes. I did all the labeling on the totes, and obviously I filled all the totes. And this system over here stores about 1,000 items. And I was super impressed with that. But as soon as I finished it, like literally I filled it entirely, and that was all of my items. And I was like, well, I can't list anything more. So what am I gonna do? I had one of these metal shelves. You can see one of these behind me, but in the past 7 days, I bought 4 more. I found a really good deal on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm kind of like dragging this out, but what I'm trying to get to is make a storage system that holds a lot, because you're gonna waste a lot of time if you don't know where every single item is. So that was kind of my number one thing. Number 2 is social media. I've been totally pumping out social media more than I've ever have in my entire life. And basically, one of them is YouTube, but that's not my main focus. It's Instagram and TikTok. And this third one, that's kind of like my side piece where I'm super experimental with it right now, is Pinterest. I've never used Pinterest in my entire life. It's, to me, not that useful, but one thing that I found super interesting about it is that it's actually used in search engines. So when you look up summer outfit inspiration, if you posted something that's, I don't know, some sort of jacket and pants paired together, it might come up on Google and people might be able to click on that, and from there it will take you to your website, which I found super, super interesting. And I've seen a lot of other people that I didn't even know posted on Pinterest post on there. So I've been building that for quite some time. I have a few boards going, and kind of what I'm doing is I'm just building boards, but directing it saying shop similar items and pushing them directly to my shop. Same thing on Instagram and TikTok. I'm posting other things and kind of just mentioning my brand as well. Hey, it's link in my bio if you want to shop similar items. And people go there and they shop. And in the future, kind of what the main goal is of that is be able to grow an Instagram so big that I'm able to sell through Instagram and do drops through Instagram, because drops is where the big money is at, is being able to sell out immediately once you drop all these items. So those are like my 2 really main focuses at the moment. The third thing is figuring out what keywords sell. So SEO optimization, search engine optimization is really what is like the biggest focus right now, because I recently did a deal with this guy at Amazon. He has a bunch of Amazon stores, and I handle all of his returns. So all of the items that get returned, because it's a massive store, they come to me and I resell them and we do a profit split. But what I've noticed is these items that I personally don't value as much as he would or new customers do are super valued at my market. Like, everyone wants to buy these more than they wanted to buy the stuff that I found, that I sourced. So I found it super interesting because I didn't like these pieces that much, but they sold really, really well. And kind of what I found is the keywords that I was using on them were really interesting. Like, one of the ones that I've never used before, but I've used recently is Y2K styled. So hashtag Y2K styled, or Y2K inspired pieces. And I've never used this. I've always just used hashtag Y2K. And I thought that was super interesting. Some of the other keywords were just like baggy pants, things like that. Your normal keyword searches, just stuff like that. But that was something that I found really, really interesting, is these things that I would have never mentioned or posted, even these items I would never post, but they sell really, really well. And I'm almost like curious of, how did you find these items that sell so well? Because I personally have no interest in them, but it seems like everyone else does. So that was something I found super interesting, is this keyword optimization. It goes on beyond what you think is what is chased after, I guess. You have to go to a different market that might not be your own, because that's not something I'm interested in. But this sells really well, I'm not gonna quit it. So those are kind of the things that I've been doing in the past few, I'd say 2-ish months. And it's just continuously gonna build on it. So we're building Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest is gonna be my super experimental one, but we're not gonna slow down on that whatsoever. I'm gonna finish all of this behind me, and you'll see that in a future video. And the last one is figure out how to sell items faster. What works, what doesn't work, and stop doing what doesn't work, because that is definitely what kills a lot of people. Other than that, that is kind of just everything that I've been doing. I'm sure there's a few things that I'm missing, but I hope you guys enjoyed, hope you learned something, and we got a bright future ahead. So we'll definitely see this business grow. I see it grow. It's got a lot of more room to grow as well. Almost not literally anymore, because I've used this entire room up and we might need to buy it somewhere else. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.